just saw what they did last night. The three Republicans said, nope, not repealing Obamacare. We have, first time ever, we have a president who's willing to repeal it, sitting waiting, and we got John McCain. I emailed all three of them today.
So you're thinking it's still the deep state that's...
Clearly. We only have about 6 conservatives in Congress anymore. The rest
but what was it?
Populist.
But weren't the Tea Party, didn't the Tea Party basically take over the Republican Party? I mean, that's why he got in. Yeah, but it's still
It took over the voting base, but we don't have enough to secure control right now. We thought we have a red House, a red Senate, a red White House. We can do anything we want.
Like they're purple.
Yeah. I emailed John McCain today. I said, time and time you've proven again that you are a Democrat.
Good. I'm glad to hear it speaks out. Good.
And the lady from Alaska and Maine as well. And said, I hope you're on the seat. We just took the bar exam in Ohio. We just drove straight down here. We're trying to do what we can.
Two of the few conservative Republicans in all of our programs.
Cleveland's a liberal shithole.
Well, most urban areas.
They say that that he's oppressing me and all that because I'm a conservative Republican because I wear dresses and I like Jesus and guns and I'm like, but that means he's oppressing me. So
who's saying this?
All these girls, these third-wave feminists in the program, like they judge us so much because we're open.
In what program?
Our law program.
We had a class called Women in the Law, and it was misandry.
Yeah.
It was a class on misandry, and it's state, taxpayer funded. I was lucky enough to get a scholarship.
Yeah.
But
if you could get any film of that, it'd go viral.
It's just, and then people, they're just so disgustingly liberal, and I'm like, what is wrong with all of these people?
These people, no one's read an economics book. No one understands how this really works. But I think it's deep state.
Well, I am an academic. I'm a professor, and I write on these topics. And all these girls are just because I wrote a tax paper about how the American the tax system is really destroying marriage, and because of that, it's destroying the family.
It's the father with the government.
Yeah, and they're like, you are oppressed. You are not enlightened. And I'm just like, oh, okay, just because I don't want the government to, step in and take care of me, you know what I mean? It's like I'd prefer if they didn't know anything about me, really,
But do you see where you're at being more like a bubble and an echo chamber? Is that bubble getting smaller?
I hope so. I don't know.
It's weird. There's definitely, we're reaching a breaking point. I think there's a lot of people who voted for Barack Obama in the last election because they're young, they probably like to smoke pot, and they're liberal. They're
low information voters.
They're libertarians who don't understand economics, but in this election, they saw that they got screwed by Obama in both terms, especially after the second one, now that we're in our 20s, instead of being 18 when we voted the guy in. And they're just sick of getting screwed. And I think that's why people who used to be liberals, they're either double, triple, quadrupling down. I have a friend of mine who is an avowed communist. Stalinist. Great friend of mine, very wise person. We've reached completely different conclusions, but he hates the NC right now for what they've done. He's like, you guys are just losing the meme war. You're losing all wars. You're just looking stupid.
Well, indeed.
And he's like, he's of the point that the only way we're going to have anything is a civil war.
But my biggest thing about the scandal that's come up, because to me might be, it already is one of the biggest political scandals I've ever seen.
They kicked servers into the Hudson. Bleach bit on the server. I have friends who are computer science. They're like,
not to mention the three murders connected to this.
Yeah, exactly.
Hello.
I'm starting to wonder if the guy from Lincoln Park was.
The last I heard it was up to 6, but I haven't checked out the 3 murders.
Seth Rich, it is.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's so obvious.
If I buy it, I'm always really skeptical to believe what I hear. I'm not big on the 9/11 truth, to be honest with you, from my own. Observations and investigations of it, but I'm also not of the listen to the media. I think what the media is doing is worse.
Well, indeed. And of course, I could get into depth about 9/11. I have talked to eyewitnesses out here that survived Tower 2, EMTs out there. I have got personal information from people that were there that convinced me that
I don't think it was Bush. I think
he was a cog in the wheel. He's a cog in the wheel.
Yeah.
Him and those, believe me, our politicians for the most part
it's a deep state.
are nothing but mid-level manager, like franchise managers or something.
Where does Israel fall in all that? Do you are you of the mind that they're the ones who
It's no. It goes beyond that. It goes beyond that. It goes beyond that because when you get it, it gets into a level of sociopaths and psychopaths that they are beyond allegiance to anything. So you're going to have a psychopath Israeli hook up with a psychopath Islamic who's going to hook up with a psychopath capitalist, and they're all going to form their plan to go ahead and kill everybody because they have no emotion in that. They don't have allegiance to anything but their power. That's just what we're up against. So when we're talking about who to blame this on, I would say the psychopaths.
Have you ever been inside a Federal Reserve Bank?
This one over here.
I did an internship at Cleveland when I was an undergrad. I got a finance degree. When I went in there, the place that they don't have open to the public but just open to the employees, when you walk past towards the elevators, there's the eye from the dollar.
Oh, wow, yeah.
And there's a motion sensor and it follows you.
Oh, yeah.
It was the most unsettling thing I had ever. I walked in, I'm like, Federal Reserve is probably all just a bunch of BS. I'm like, no, this is some Illuminati shit.
Oh, no, heavily.
And I don't want to believe it.
But my question, the thing is I'm looking at this consciousness raising that's going on. And of course it has to do with instant communication, the fact that we have this now. You don't even have to learn how to read to get information. You can watch YouTube. Mm-hmm. And how we're in the midst of this consciousness change now, because it's not just here, it's happening I'm talking to people from, I don't care, but Brazil to Russia. I talked to 2 Moscow people today from Moscow. This consciousness level, it's sort of like there is people understanding that there are these psychopaths, oligarchs that are controlling everything now. They're aware of it. They're at least aware of it. They're aware of the Federal Reserve Bank is now privately owned. Do you see, because we're in a battle, we got a short time here, a lot of pessimism said we're not going to win this either way, because artificial intelligence is going to, robotics is going to kill us all anyway. But,
I mean, if I were a robot, I would. See how you treat the robots at your house? I mean, that's honestly, that's why I voted for Trump. I'm a conservative. I'm a libertarian. That's not why I voted for him. We all know he's not really a principled politician, that's a good thing.
Yeah, it was another one of the
voted him in for the reason why Michael Moore said they were going to vote him in, because he's a Molotov cocktail. He's a hand grenade. He's the only thing I saw, short of electing Roger Stone himself, to.
Yeah, we needed a wrecking ball, and we got one.
I hope so.
Well, yeah.
We're winning
he's
so
done
far.
Some good things.
We're winning so far. I'm going to hold him to it, though.
Of course,
I don't want another charlatan.
I mean, I'm still a little. I mean, the Sessions is good in some things, but his war on drugs is just totally ridiculous.
I think it's good that they went after those deep websites that were importing all the fentanyl.
Oh goodness!
Because in Ohio, there's a massive heroin problem. And the fentanyl's all coming from China. That's not coming from Mexico. The heroin's coming from Afghanistan, and some of it's coming from Mexico.
If you want to get into the 3D chess part of politics, you don't just fight them legally, of course, in the courts, because they got the courts too. There's a lot of the courts are corrupted. I mean, take a look what they just did with the Bundy guys. They just sentenced on one guy, 68 years just for being at a protest? Yep. Come on. So we know the courts. So, but when you see the powers that be, the real ones, are still a very small percentage. So a lot of their power is illusion. Now, why the illusion is done by what? The media control the message, you control the people. Well, Trump is attacking that, and that is eroding rapidly. It was already eroding. He helped.
No one takes them seriously.
Yeah, right. Now he helped call it out for what it is.
CNN's highest program has lower ratings than Tucker Carlson reruns.
So now we're winning the battle there. As you said, we're winning the battle there. The other thing that he's attacking that doesn't get a lot or enough press is the pedophile rings he's busting, because they do blackmail a lot of politicians and journalists and players by trapping them and trapping
funny.
them.
They just got one in Europe.
Yeah.
And actually, they were formerly affiliated with Clinton Foundation. They stopped donating.
Right.
You notice how quickly, after you stop donating to the Clinton Foundation, how quickly you get taken down in a pedophile ring.
Amazing.
That's uncanny. It's amazing.
Coincidence. Just quickly. The third thing that he's attacking is with the voter task force. He's shoring up. He's going out to try to get rid of the dead voters, so make our elections more fair. So he's attacking the three pillars that the corrupt have been using to hold themselves in that place. Mm-hmm. If you were to do away with any one of them, it'd be major damage. He's attacking all three. So I see, hopefully, if we can hold together, because now they're even openly talking about assassination of Trump.
Oh, gosh.
Sounds good. Well,
good luck.
Well, I hope you got the bar.
I know,
I
right?
do too.
So we just need to pass Ohio.
We're gonna try to take it down.
And get out of that liberal.
Start filing FOIA requests. I work at a tax firm in Cleveland, and we tax defense, and we're fighting the IRS. We fight them tooth and nail. They're a bunch of idiots, but there's a lot of people who don't pay their taxes.
I mean, I'm surprised that the guy's still in charge of the IRS and what the hell's going on.
Koskainen.
Yeah,
he should.
I mean, Lewis Lerner should have been in jail a long time ago. Mm-hmm. A lot of them should have been in jail a long time ago. So you're going to be a tax specialist? Or?
So far, yeah, I do tax stuff, and some other stuff is dealing with vacant and abandoned houses in Cleveland and some of the neighborhoods trying to...
Wow, go ahead.
People buy houses sight unseen, and the houses just fall apart, and there's crime, and we got a guy on oxygen, and house next door is just falling apart. There's people squatting in it and stuff. The daughter's fears for safety.
Stealing electricity.
Stuff, all sorts of stuff like that.
I know. I just spoke to a woman who deals in placing people in housing in Washington, D.C. Mm-hmm. This is all places, and low income.
Yeah.
So all places.
And nice places.
What specialization are you going to?
I'm hoping family law. I like writing prenups and helping with different things along that vein. So I like the more paperwork aspect of it. So
God bless.
Everybody needs a good prenup. So.
Yeah, I know. So I should have married an accountant, because I money and meat.
Not a bad idea. Sounds good. Well,
all right, guys, it's a pleasure.
Send best of wishes to Mr. Jones and Mr. Watson.
Okay, yeah, and here's a get out of jail free card from Hillary Clinton for you.
Thank you, sir.
All right, enjoy.
Nice to meet you.